digs, and I'm going to go ahead and get this this week's roundup. A very long week, to tell the truth, though you wouldn't notice it by the finds. But I've just had my anniversary on YouTube, and and I began metal detecting, something like 5 or 6 months before I actually got to my anniversary. But at that point is when I really began to understand that you had to go where the people were to dig. But I still was kind of leery about going into certain neighborhoods, so I was sort of biting along the edges, so I wasn't having very good returns. So you could call this my first actual winter of serious detecting. And so I'd never really seen the effect, because during that time I was just basically detecting lunch times. My office was like 200, 300 yards from a nearest park, and I would go out there and I would hunt. And I was hunting along the edges and the thing, because I just didn't know how I would be received in the community. I was received very well. But this is my first, like I say, when I started this winter, I basically knew how to detect. Not saying I'm an expert, not saying I'm great or excellent, but at least I think I'm fairly competent at detecting. So now this is my first winter, and I have been affected by the evening, the fact that right now the sun sets at 5:20 Central Standard Time. If I get out of work between 4 and 4:30, and by the time I drive anywhere, that means I got 20 or 25 minutes to detect before nightfall begins to occur. So I'm getting more lunch hunts in than evening hunts. So back during the summer, I would go out at lunch and most of the time, and basically, if you'll see this, you'll see me here. I don't know if you can actually see my stomach here. So basically, I've been fighting the battle of the bulge. So skipping lunch is not a big deal for me, and during the summer, so I'm staying stable at. I'll tell you, I'm staying stable at about between 240 and 250, and I'm 6'3" tall. So I am not in any way a Mr. Universe, but I'm not trying out for a model for Goodyear either. I'm somewhere in the middle. In any case, here I go. This actually began on Saturday, so you would think this would be a series of days, but this was Saturday. On Sunday, I had some honeydews to do. Then Monday, I was able to get out and actually do 2 sessions, a very short session in the evening and a lunch. This is Monday. This is Tuesday. This Tuesday is a piece of aluminum, it appears, and a dime. That's about a 20-minute hunt. So I just wanted to, I give you honesty, so that was it. Wednesday, and this was pretty good because there's some special things that has to do with Wednesday, and this is Thursday, which is actually today. And this quarter here, like I said, I'm always brutally honest on my finds. I dug this out of the pocket of one of my old metal detecting pants, or I'd use it. So it is a metal detecting, but it is not technically part of this week. So here we go. Metal detecting find, but not technically part of this week. Here we go. So I went out on Saturday, and I didn't have very long. That was the beginning of the honeydews, quarter, 3 dimes, 4 pennies, striker for a shotgun shell, and boy, I'm getting a lot of these grommets. This one is very muddied in. I didn't take the mud off of it, and all these little, it's almost a button. I think it is a button. These targets, they love these targets, at least the metal detectors do, because they're round and more or less coin size. In any case, that was the first day. So here we go, quarters, pennies. I always try to start them in order here. We'll move that to the side, and then we will skip Sunday, because like I said, I was honeydews all day. This is Monday. I went out on Monday. I think this was one of the few days I did a lot of Deus work. I'm trying to think on Saturday. Yeah, so Saturday was almost exclusively the T2. I did a little day's work on Monday, and I have a couple of quarters, 4 dimes, a couple of nickels. And that was probably, this was a cumulatively about an hour and a half hunt. All right, and this was the big, beautiful Tuesday here. A dime and a piece of foil. I had no time at all to hunt that day. So, but I did get out a little while, so I got a few minutes of fresh air. And this was yesterday. Now yesterday was interesting because I used the T2, and I used the T2 with the small coil. You know, the T2 is probably the most reactive single kilohertz range machine I've got. I think it's 12 kilohertz for that one. I have no doubt that the XP Deus is more reactive, faster recovery speed than the T2 by a small margin, but you also don't have the small coil. And as good as the Deus is in finding pieces with its existing coils, boy, I'll be glad if they come out with about a 5 or 5.5 inch coil. God, it's going to be expensive though, because those Deus coils are not cheap. But I would be sorely tempted to get it, because you would have an ultimate park trashy area machine at that point. Anyway, these were all found with the T2 using the small coil in trashy areas. It was 3 quarters, a nickel, and that's a rusty zinc. That's a zinc too. I mean, that's a crusty zinc. That's a zinc too, but it's not crusty, so it'll go in with the pennies. So, you know, these, get some more of these nuts, and just like a silver cap, solid piece of aluminum wire, and another little piece of aluminum bar of some kind. A little one of those little hooks or something that you use, and of course another little round piece. And like I said, these detectors love round, so let's scoop that all to the side. Now this was the quarter I got from another hunt, and a pair of pants. So I'll just put it over there just for the sake of it. I'll pad my stats with a quarter. Unfortunately, I told you about it. Anyway, here we go. And this is today. I only got out for about 45 minutes today. I did get another Boy Scout slide. I love these things. So that was a nice little find. I found I don't find many nails in my park, and there's a nail. I think they used to call these concrete nails when I was a kid. I never really understood this thing. I guess they were for knocking into concrete or something like that, and I'm probably utterly wrong about that. And this is these are some more of these little grommets. These grommets are popping up all over the place. They're round, and the detector loves them. So today was not horrible, but a nickel, a quarter, and 2 dimes. I'm gonna use a little bit of this this Roundup to talk about short hunt detecting and how it works. Is that in a very short period of time, say an hour or even 2 hours, skill cannot separate itself from chance. So when you do short hunts, you have to think about them as a piece of a whole. Like poker players, great poker players think of their life as one whole game, and every session is just a piece of that massive game that's going to last them for however long they play or however long they live. And that's basically what we do as detectorists. But if you do an 8-hour hunt and you get a large return, it's no more impressive than 8 1-hour hunts that give you roughly the same amount, give or take. And that's what you have to do when you're a short hunt detectorist. Now A lot of us would like to detect a lot longer, but it's just because we're busy. We have jobs or businesses that have had demands on our time, and those people who do the long hunts have the same thing. But those people who do the long hunts usually do very, very long hunts on weekends, even holidays in many cases, and my hunts are much longer on those days. Instead of an hour and a half, they usually go like 2 or 3 an hour 15-minute session, so it could be 4 hours in a day. So actually my Saturday or Sunday will be the equivalent of my entire week this week. So let me put this slide to the side. So that's the thing about being I keep talking about being a short hunt guy. It doesn't make you any better or any worse than a long hunt guys. The only thing you got to understand is you're never going to be able to count up against them if you count your short hunts as sessions. Your short hunts are pieces of a session. So if a guy does 8 hours and gets $8, $9, $10 or gold or silver, that's no better than you doing your 8 successive 1 hour hunts and coming back with whatever you come out with. You know, this is a wide range here. In any case, that's about all I wanted to tell you here. I'm going to do a review, and I thought about sticking it in here, but I've already burned up too much time, of the digger I just bought. I'll put together a short video. It's not going to take up a lot of your time, and I'm going to talk about it. I've used it over the last couple of days, and I'll have some thoughts about it. And I've liked it to a great degree, but there's some caveats to using this particular digging tool compared to the Leish or the or etc. And it's not meant to be that. The company that produces this have another larger digger that probably would be more competitive or online with the Leish or some of the Predator tools, etc. And I'm looking at getting that and bringing it in, and also doing a review on that. But we'll see later. In any case, let me tell you. So I've got a couple of bucks, and if I look, I'm just going to make a rough estimation that we're talking $3.50 bucks. $3.50 for about 3.5 hours, give or take, of detecting. Not bad, not good. In any case, that's all I've got for right now. And by the way, I am doing live digs, but right now I've been doing long form hunts. So sometimes you see a 30-35 minute hunt, because I think sometimes that gives a better view of the new detectorists, and some of you old detectorists who are snowed in. You might get a little kick out of a man walking around and digging up a lot of trash and a coin or two. So that's why I'm doing that. In any case, I'm going to call it quits here for the time being. And I've got something that's old and new back in, and I'm going to be running that past you pretty soon, and maybe doing a couple of comparative tests of some very similar devices. And I'm wondering if there's a quantitative, or I know there's a qualitative difference. Is there a quantitative difference? In case, Texas Tiger Digs, I will see you later. You have a wonderful day, and I will be back with you as soon as I can.